Hi, welcome back to Chop's Garage, guys. Thanks so much for all your recent comments and all the subscribers. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you for that. Literally, I'm about 30 or so off of 1,000 subscribers, so really appreciate all the comments. Really appreciate all of you that have subscribed. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do consider it. It'd be really helpful to me if you could hit that subscribe button. So what are we on today? So today we've got the Dacia all put back together, and we're going to give her her final clean-up. Now, start of the video I did show you some smoke at the back of the Dacia, so let's just show you what the score is with that. It's taken a little long to start up. I'm going to see how she does after I've run her for a bit, but it might need a new battery. But we don't actually have any smoke. A bit of a hook there. What it was is the exhaust system was still full of water from when the gasket had gone previously, and it took a while of running it to clear that water out, but now she's running well. I imagine there'll be a little bit more as I start to use it, but I'm going to basically run it for a couple of days and see how it goes. But before we do that, we're going to clean her up, because she is absolutely hanging inside. Filthy. So today's video, we're going to give the Dacia a proper clean out. I haven't put the under tray back on yet because I want to check there's any leaks and so forth, but we're going to get all this cleaned up. We're going to polish the rest of the bodywork. I've got the bumper back on now. That's all refitted, and here she's running really sweetly, but I don't think we're out of the woods yet. I need to use her a little bit and see how we get on. Right, I also last video said I was going to show you the Kia that I won from the auction we did. So this is the win we had from the Copart auction, the little Kia Picanto. So that's just come in. So 2010, 90,000 miles I think on this one. We won this for 275 with fees, delivery, all of that good stuff. I think she probably owes me just under shade under £600 now. It was about £480 with the fees, and then, like I say, delivery on top. So damage wise, we've got a little dent here and some scrapes, and the corner of the bumper is just loose here. Now I've driven the car around, and she seems to drive okay. Inside, really nice spec. We've got like half leather interior on it. All looks good. I forget which side the bonnet's on this one. Let's have a quick look under the bonnet. All the paintwork is a bit faded, so we're going to definitely polish this up and see how we get on with that. Let's see if I can find out where the bonnet release is on this one. Oh, where is the bonnet release? On this one, it is. Give me 2 seconds to work that out and I'll come back to you. So we've got a filthy engine bay, but we have got this writing here that says 10th of the 9th 19 at 81,000 miles out of timing belt kit, so that's brilliant. She's done 90,000 miles now, so that's a really good selling point on her. Filthy engine bay, so we're going to give that a good clean up. Oil was good in it, looked nice and clean, but yeah, like I say, this paint was really faded, so we're going to have to see how we can polish up with that. So this one, we're going to give it a really good buff and polish. Now I think what we're going to do for this one, for the purpose of the video, for purpose of content, is show me flipping this without doing any work to it. So, as in, I think what I'm going to do is just clean it, machine polish it, and then sell it on as it is. I'm not going to stick a new bumper on the back there. I'm going to polish out that scrape and see how well that polishes out. I'm going to clean up the interior, see how that goes, because there's always a call for cheap little runaround cars. Now this retail wise is probably $14.95, maybe $17.95. I might stick this out at $9.95 as is, cleaned up, trade sale type of thing. I've run it about, driven it about, drives absolutely fine. Clutch needs a bit of adjusting because these have an adjustable clutch because it's biting a little bit high, but runs and drives absolutely fine. It's really, I think it'll clean up really nicely inside. At $9.95 I'd make like about £400 profit on it, just short of £400 profit on it, for probably half a day of cleaning. So I think we're going to go that route with that. Comment below if you think I should be actually I found a bumper for £50 online. I could pull the dent out with a dent puller. I could then polish it up and probably retail this at about, so I say, as a cat car, it is Cat N, I could probably retail it at about $13.95, something like that. Maybe make another £300 or £400, but well, you're spending probably another £100 or more on parts with a warranty, with a service, maybe £200. Plus obviously the dreaded VAT on top at a higher price point. I'll probably end up making the same kind of money. I think for the purposes of the video, for you guys, show you the kind of things you can pick up from Copart if you're not a bodywork person. The kind of things you can pick up from Copart and literally just flip as is. Might be worthwhile you seeing that. Still got the Yaris, haven't got the run, but you will see there is a hole missing here. The Skoda Fabia sold, one we painted the bonnet on. Sold for the asking price, $19.95. Lovely guy came and had a look at it. Really nice guy. Tried the Honda out, then he tried the Fabia out. Came back, decided on the Honda. On the Fabia. I'm going to be putting rear tyres on it. Again, I got my asking price because I said the money that I'm not letting you have discount, I'm going to put into the car. I'm going to put rear tyres on it. I'm going to do oil and filter service on it. I'm changing out a speaker that's booming in the door. He's had it for $19.95. I think the profit on that is around about £750 again before the dreaded VAT. But yeah, it's about £750 on that. So it'll net down to around about £500 profit on that car. Again, we haven't spent I spent half a day, maybe we've got a day in it, cleaning it and doing the bonnet. And it's only a £2,000 car, so at the end of the day, a net profit of 25% ain't bad. Now, the camera is on this red Alto that I haven't spoken about. So we said we didn't win this on BCA when we did the video, but I had a call back from BCA, and apparently the seller had her reserve on it. It was higher than my highest bid. I bid 700 on it, but it actually went to 600 on the auction, and the chap said he wasn't going to accept 600, but if I met it at 700, I'd have it. I stuck to my guns at 600. And it got approved at so we bought this for £600. So this is a 2009 Suzuki Alto with I think it's got about 80,000 miles on it. Again, inside is really clean, just needs a good clean up inside. Again, I've run this around the block, it drives absolutely fine. It's got quite a good service history with it. It's got quite a bit of history with it. The problem with this car is we've got a special limited edition two-tone. The front bumper is a nice red and this is orange. Sorry, the rear bumper is red and it's orange, and the front bumper is red and this is orange. So, and it's got a dent on the other side. I've got it pulled it a bit tight here, probably won't be able to see. I've got a dent on the other side down here on the door, quite a big dent down the bottom there. I'm thinking this is another clean it up and sell it on cheap. Retail wise for this is probably around £2,000, 2195, something like that. So what I'm thinking is hopefully get this out the door as a cheap car. I think with fees, with delivery, we're in it about £1,000. So ideally I'd 1995 it, but I'm not sure if the bodywork's going to allow me to do that. And again, I'm not sure if it's worth spending the time on it. So maybe a bit cheaper, maybe a 1795 or something like that. Again, if I don't put too much money into it, then I can probably 1795 it out the door nice and cheap. We'll see. I think, to be honest, I think it's still 1995. I think it's still 1995 because I'm going to put new MOT on it. I think with a new MOT on it, even with the ding in the door, it's a 1995er. I'll polish it right up and we'll get the interior clean and I'll see where we are with it and make a decision then. So, in terms of the 9-car BCA flip, all we've got left now is the Honda Jazz and the Toyota that I haven't, Yaris, that I haven't even marketed yet because I still haven't done the blooming clutch on it. I just keep getting distracted with other stuff to pull it in and do the clutch on it. So that still needs to be done. But we've only got 2 of the 9-car flips left. The Yaris, the Honda, which is ready to go, and the Yaris. Inquiries are starting to build up a little bit towards the end of this February. So it may well be that some of this shifts. Still haven't done anything to the 106 Rally. I've been really good boy and focused on my proper work and not played with my 106 Rally as badly as I want. I want to get the head off and get it skimmed and put that back together again. So just getting too caught up with work. So I've got a lot to get done today. So first of all, let's focus on getting the Dacia really cleaned up and see how well she polishes up so we can do a photo shoot on her. So get her ready for sale. Let's get cracking. So Dale over the road at Car Care has just seen me cleaning the Dacia and he's gone, mate, bring it round, use my steam cleaner. So game on. That's going to speed things up a lot. Let's get cracking. I had to move to my phone because the battery's run out, but you can see here we've got all down the front of the Dacia engine. So we need to have a look at the top and see where it's coming from. I'm going to suspect it's like a turbo. So we've got nothing at the top here. So it's got to be down here somewhere. Let me have a little bit more of a fish around, see what I can find. So looks like it is the rocker cover gasket that's actually gone, and that is due to a schoolboy error. Should have specified putting in a new rocker cover gasket. Sorry about this, is on the phone now. So I've got a strip, taken the cover off, taking the pipe that goes across here off. I'm going to do this myself, it doesn't look too hard, famous last words, because once I've got these injectors out of the way, there's just a few bolts around the outside. I might be able to squeeze it past the cam cover here, get it off and just stick that new gasket on. It's more annoying than anything. The gasket will be cheap. It's going to take a couple of hours labour to do it probably, but it's just time where the car could have been carried on getting cleaned up and not for sale. So make sure you replace all the gaskets as you go. There's a lesson there, eh? So it appears actually something fundamental was missed when this Dacia was put together. If you look here on the rocker cover gasket, you can see that this section here is blown out. It must have got too hot, and this would have happened before we put it back together again. And it's got a ridge just here on the edge. It's got just about to see that ridge poking out. So this would never have been sitting flush on top of the engine. So no wonder it was peeing out oil. Unfortunately, it's got missed when it was put back together again. So I've had to order a new one up. So the Dacia is not fixed and up and running fully yet. It's given us a final little, or hopefully a final little problem to sort out. So I've got to get one of those ordered up online and get it fitted. Luckily it's only taken me about 20 minutes to take this off. Good experience for me, I guess. So as the Dacia's mucking us around, take 2 on the cleaning, back over using the power washer at Car Care, thanks to Dale. Let's give this little Kia Picanto a clean up and see where we can get to with that. So there she is, all cleaned up, the little Picanto, looking good, but I think that shine is going to fade as soon as the water dries off. For a true quick flip, should just sell it clean like this, but I can't just let it go like that. I'm going to give it a machine polish, get it back to the unit. Let's give it a machine polish before we clean the interior out, because I want to see how much of the scraping we can get out anyway, and then we'll have another little look at it then. So while the outside's drying off, let's tackle the interior. I think it's going to go fine. I think it's just grimy from people diving in and out of it, but let's give her a good clean out and see what the score is. This is a bit of the curse of me loving this job, is that I probably go a little bit too far. We talked about just flipping the car as was, but I can't help myself. I've got to go those extra steps, because I don't care whether you're spending £5 with me or you're spending £500 with me. Everyone gets excited about getting a new car, and if your budget's only sub £1,000, you know, you're still just as excited about getting the car as you are if you're spending £5 or £10, because that's what you got to spend and you're getting a new car, and everyone likes that feeling. So even something budget like this, if I can make it look special so when they show it to their friends they feel proud of it, then I'm going to do it at the end of the day, because on this one it's only time really, so I can afford to give it some time. It's coming up really well, really well. This interior is lovely. It's probably the best interior I've had on a Kia. With the, it's probably not leather, is it? But the half trim on it. It's coming up really nice and clean. Wind's getting up today. Right, so finish off, do this door car, finish off, and then we're going to get onto the bodywork and see if we can get that to shine a bit more. Got a bit of this kicking around, G3 Pro scratch remover. I'm going to try some of that on this with the machine polisher. Trying to balance both hands with the phone, and we'll see if we can get some shine out of this puppy. Trying to buff up, but you can see how the compound's catching on something on the surface of the paint, and yeah, might need a couple of goes. This really what it needs is clay barring, but I don't have clay bar, but we are getting some shine in the paint. What I'll do is I'll probably give it a second pass now, see if we can't get an improvement on that. Second run over has definitely improved things a lot. What I think I'm going to do is swap to this sponge head, the firm sponge head, to take off whatever it is on top of this paint on the first pass over the rest of the bodywork. It's a bit of a mess now, but we'll crack on with that. I think we can bring this up. Again, probably shouldn't merit putting all this time. Hopefully it's just this in the roof I think that needs doing like this. I think the rest of the car's okay, it'll just need a quick pass over. Famous last words. Well, that was some graft, guys, but we got it done. It's well, you can see you're facing it now, literally. But it was a lot of work. That excuse a bit of oil down here on the ground. That's still from the Dacia. The firm sponge worked way better. They're getting whatever that was off. Followed up by the wool head and a finer, where have we got it? A finer polish. So I used the G3 and I used a finer polish on. I know a lot of guys are going to go mental now, me dragging my polishing equipment through the wood chips there. I shouldn't have done that. Anyway, so wish me luck, because I've got to get the roof done now. And I don't think the weather's going to hold out for me, so I don't know I'm going to be able to get you pics of the finished product tonight. Yeah, same process again. I'll use the heavy sponge, try and break down whatever this is on top. I think the sides of the car are all right. Possible. Oh no, hold on. Yeah, that feels gritty as well. Hey, so much for the quick flip, guys. But it's got to be done. I mean, if we can get it looking that good, then we should do it. Car deserves it, I think, because it's mechanically great otherwise. So just a lot of labour. Something's fallen down on top of the car, I think, because down here it's okay, but anywhere there's a slight flat surface, it's very rough to the touch. Yeah, pretty bad. Anyway, no putting it off, let's just crack on. So there's half the roof done. So we'll get on to the other half. So that's come up nice as well. Same technique, using the stiffer sponge, then taking it off the wall pad, and then using a more basic polish. I also did the top here and the tops of the door edges here, anywhere where whatever it was has settled and created that texture. And as you can see, it's all looking very shiny. Obviously I've got to do the bottom half of the doors and stuff as well, but I've got to the point here on the rear, we've got to the damage section, so we're going to give this a polish now and see how much of this comes out, where that dent is. Yeah, a lot of that marking has come out. There's a little bit left there. I could touch this in with a black marker, a black brush, touch this in a little bit to tidy it up, which I think I might do because there's a chip just there. But obviously I'm going to highlight this when I come to sell it, that's what it's been written off for. So this car was written off as a category N for that dent there and it breaking the corner of the bumper here. Amazing, isn't it? Such a throwaway society, really are. But yeah, someone must have been a bit gutty, because other than that it's a super clean little car and it's been well looked after. So I think at this stage we can say I've catastrophically failed in the flipper car without doing anything to it, because as you can see it is now dark outside. I've stayed late and I've ended up machine polishing the little Kia all over, so she's shining like a diamond, and I spent a good few hours doing it. Inside is super clean. I will get pictures of this in the morning for you, but yeah, I think this is a video about how you can flip a car without doing anything mechanical, maybe. Can I get away with that? But yeah, I have cleaned this absolutely thoroughly. She's come out absolutely brilliantly. I think 995 might be too cheap for her now, looking at it. I mean, bar that tiny little dent in the rear quarter there where the bumper's a bit broken. I mean, she's immaculate inside, and outside is fantastic now. It drives brilliantly. It's got a really long MOT. So anyway, in the morning I'll take a video because I want to take her out, do a photo shoot to get her out for sale. I'll take a little video then and show you the end product in the lights. But yeah, I think for the moment, in terms of, I mean, we want to work out my hourly rate will be and what profit I make on this based on spending the afternoon doing this cleanup. Unfortunately, there was no one here to do an intervention on me and stop me. Everyone's gone home. But again, the thing with it is this is what I love most, is taking tired looking cars and making them look like this. And perhaps I should have just been a valeter, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, this is what I love doing. And now, you know, if I can let that go cheap, what did we say? Maybe 11,995 now. I think maybe 11,995. 1,195 maybe, I think we might go for. But, you know, if that allows a parent to get their kid in the first car that's, you know, in really good condition, only just over 10 years old, with a fresh MOT, or perhaps a second run around family car for someone. There's a lot of people, you know, struggling at the moment with the COVID thing, having lost jobs, and some people are downsizing with their cars. As I said, you know, it doesn't really have much you're spending with me. I want the cars to be looking as good as they can, and for everyone to be as pleased as they can. You know, even though you've got a budget, doesn't mean you need to just drive something nasty, does it? Anyway, I better get home. Catch you in a bit. So, rocker covers back on the Dacia. What I'm going to do before we go any further in terms of cleaning her up is let's go for a test drive and see if she's got anything else unexpected before we go too much further cleaning her up. So let's go for the first test drive. She's starting a lot quicker now, done that rocker cover. I think the rocker cover was allowing oil past the injectors, because remember at first they weren't properly tightened down. So she's starting up a lot quicker now. She sounds sweet as a nut. It's running really quietly. Oh, why haven't I got brakes? Oh, that's interesting. So she has thrown something else up for me. We haven't got any brakes. They've suddenly locked up. The devil Dacia strikes again. We have no brakes. We've literally got a few yards and the brakes are staying on. The pedal is absolutely rock solid and we're not braking. So back into the workshop again. This thing does not want to come back to life.